Good afternoon. More than 30 bullets were sprayed at a home in Chester Hill overnight, with the residents lucky to escape injury. Detectives are on the hunt for the shooters who carried out the attack from a white SUV. Nick Overall has the story.
Well, despite the barrage of gunfire, remarkably, the family who were inside the home here in Chester Hill all escaped unharmed. Dashcam video captures a white SUV pulling up outside the front of the property on Curtis Road just after 2 this morning. The car fled the scene immediately after. Neighbours this morning unnerved after being awoken by the gunshots.
I heard a big noise. Boom, boom, boom.
I was worried about my grandkids there in this first room.
Police right now are on the hunt for that white SUV. They are currently unsure how many people were in the car. Detectives believe this was a targeted attack. They're currently investigating, though, whether it is gang-related.
At this stage, we believe they shot a first set of shots, or fired a first set of shots into the home. They have travelled a short distance away before returning and firing that second round.
We'll have all the developments for you in the news at 6 o'clock tonight.
Sentencing is underway for a former Sydney childcare worker who pleaded guilty to filming and possessing child abuse material. David William James took sickening photos and videos of children when they were in his care at 6 centres across Sydney over 3 years. He's currently waiting to learn his sentence for the crimes involving 10 young boys. We'll bring you the details when it's handed down. There was a nasty crash in Sydney southwest overnight. 2 cars collided on the Hume Highway at Cabramatta just after 11 p.m. One of the cars then speared into a power pole. A 21-year-old man was treated by paramedics before being taken to Liverpool Hospital in a stable condition. The other driver wasn't hurt. The Home Affairs Minister says a dozen foreign nationals who were smuggled into Queensland have been removed from the country. The security scare has even Labor ministers now asking for increased border funding. Garth Burley has more.
Good afternoon. Renewed questions around the security of our borders after a boat of alleged people smugglers was found off Weipa. Campers reported seeing the suspect vehicle arrive at a remote beach in the early hours of Tuesday morning, thinking it was a drug run, but they were shocked to learn that it was an alleged people smuggling operation. Federal police have now charged a 34-year-old Taiwanese national over the plot to traffic a boatload of suspected Chinese nationals to the Cape York town of Weipa. He's one of 2 men pictured here that were arrested inside a local shopping centre yesterday. The other man has been detained under the Migration Act. Around a dozen illegal arrivals were captured by authorities, some reportedly at a pub. Home Affairs Minister said in a statement today that the group has been removed from the country. Another MP says they're in detention. This incident has raised new questions, as I mentioned, about our border security. Even Labor MP Matt Smith is calling on his own party for increased funding.
We are calling for more assets up there. This is not the start of something big. There have been I want to make this very clear, not a single successful people smuggling operation under the watch of this government.
This sort of activity is what sends a message to people smugglers, wherever they might be. Our system is working. We can get you into Australia, pay us a big wad of cash, and we'll get you there safely.
The federal government says that operation has now concluded. That accused people smuggler will face a Cairns court today, and if convicted, faces a maximum 20 years jail.
The federal government has pledged $2 million to help Venezuela recover from the twin earthquakes that struck the country. Incredibly, more than a week on, crews from around the globe are still locating survivors. Chilean firefighters finding a man unharmed, trapped in a tomb-like void in the basement of a collapsed 8-storey building. Portuguese rescuers too finding more people buried alive beneath the rubble.
Hernani, fala comigo. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes.
The death toll has climbed above 2,000, with authorities warning of higher numbers. The United States and Iran have continued their indirect peace talks in Qatar. US President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and envoy Steve Witkoff met the Prime Minister of Qatar to lay the groundwork for further negotiations. Among points of contention, Iran's determination to win international recognition of its control over the Strait of Hormuz. Traffic has partially resumed through the strait, which handled 1/5 of global oil and liquefied natural gas trade before the war.